Hey guys, for this video we're going to go ahead and take a look at Thames and how I went about calculating his ratings, contact, power, whatnot. What you see here is actually bumped up from what I had him at to start the season. Coming from playing overseas, all we knew was a 250 hitter with some power. Didn't know much about him, so I think I had him probably around 50 for power and contact, just to have him in the game. Bumped him up a little bit after his fast start, but that's something that I think we've seen that can happen with guys, and he's perfect proof of that. After the first month or so, oh my God, right? This guy's going to hit 400. He's going to hit 80 home runs. And now we see him kind of come down, at least average-wise, to where his career was prior to this. I've got him at a 3-star guy right now. Take a look at his splits, ESPN.com. That's how I do that. And it looks like he's batting a robust 198 versus lefties. So 50... I think 50 is usually the bottom, kind of like the bottom of where I love to have major leaguers, unless they're really struggling. And a lot of times this is lefty on lefty, where you'll see these low numbers. So we'll put him down just slightly below 50. Versus righties, a respectable 266. When it comes to contact, if a guy's hitting 250, I'd have him in the 60 range. If he's at 275, I'd have him 70. So he's somewhere in between. We'll go ahead and put him upper 60s. Now power, obviously we know he's got that. 19 home runs and 256 at bats versus righties, and 6 home runs in 81 at bats versus lefties. If you calculate that over 600 at bats, which is how I go about doing my power ratings, you'd see that he'd be well over, well, I shouldn't say well over, but low 40s versus righties and even lefties. The power's still there, even though the average isn't. So for me, what I do is, if a guy's hitting, or if he's on pace to hit about 30 home runs, put his power at 80. If he's on pace to hit 40 or more, put his pace into the 90s. Now with him, seems like he's slowing down, so I'm kind of torn about how I want to rate him. But I think what I'm going to do is, even though he's on pace for over 40 on average, like I said, if you factor it out over the course of 600 ABs, I want to go ahead and leave his power versus lefties a little bit lower. And versus righties, I'm going to go ahead and put him in the mid-80s. Could be a 90-plus guy for each, like I said, but he's another guy that's slowing down, or not, I shouldn't say another guy that's slowing down, but he's a guy that's slowing down, and he's unproven. And I want to take some time and kind of revisit him next month, see how he's doing, see if his pace is the same. On-base percentage-wise, how I determine discipline. Got 250 hitter, about 370 on base, and this is on August 3rd when I'm doing this for you guys. Really good plate discipline, or on base percentage. That's how I calculate it. It's not an exact formula, but I'm going to go ahead and put him at 95 for that. He's got a couple steals, but he's not really a speed guy, so I put his speed at 64, tendency 65 to steal, base running ability 65. I usually will put those right about the same. A guy with 64 speed isn't going to steal that much in your dynasty or owner mode, but at least the threat is there every now and then. Go ahead and take a look at his hot zones versus righties. And again, ESPN's where I get this from, so I'll go ahead and take a quick look at my computer and put this in here for you guys so you could see it. One thing I was going to say, or what I wanted to say about this hot and cold zone kind of in-depth stuff as I move on to the lefties, is for guys, I like to get 300 at bats worth. We're not talking 300 ABs versus righties or lefties, but just 300 bats overall, just to give us, or to give me a lot of data to work with and to make it more accurate. This looks like he's cold all the way down. So I do that because 100 ABs in a season, 200 ABs, I don't think that's good to get a good idea. I like more at bats, more data. So what I'll do is I'll wait until a guy gets over 300 at bats before I go ahead and do this hot cold zone and a lot of this in-depth stuff for him, because I think it just gives you more accuracy that way. But hey, that's Eric Thames, you guys. If there's anybody you want to see, let me know. I've got several other videos up. You can take a look at those. And thanks as always for watching. Take care, guys.